Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy II for the Nintendo Famicom system. Unfortunately, my last thing didn't take, so I had to re-record, so the stats are a little bit different. Not too much. Whatchamacallit, I think Fess has more hit points, so does Maxine, but Booker has less hit points. So, but overall pretty much the same, so. We're going to sell a bunch of the treasure that we picked up in Kashuan Keep. There's going to be a lot of treasure in the Dreadnaught, so we're going to want to empty our inventory. And selling all this stuff will also give us the money that we need to buy some ethers and a cabin. The cabin will be, the Dreadnaught, it's going to take like two trips to really do. So we're going to go in, do a little bit, come out, rest of the cabin, and then go in and finish the rest of it off. So, as always, you want to get an ether for both Fess and for Maxine. So, I wanted to save the mallet. That cures the not the confusion, the mute status. And eventually, we're going to run into enemies that use mute. But I needed the ether more importantly, so I ended up selling the mallet. Give a bunch of folks eye drops because in the upcoming dungeon in the Dreadnaught, there's these enemies that there's ghasts, and they can cast blind 4 on all your characters. So obviously we don't want that status ailment to prevent us from gaining stats, so keep some eye drops on all our characters. So, and sold some stuff, got that other ether. So, but we saw that we heard there that Hilda was captured, and so was Sid. So yeah, no getting the airship here, but we can still use the ship. So we paid for the ship. So we're about to pay for the ship. So I forgot I didn't pay for the ship. I went to talk to the guy, but I forgot to pay, so yeah, they're not giving rides for free. So pretty soon though, after the Dreadnaught though, we will eventually get our own ship, so you won't have to be paying anymore. But unfortunately our ship will have random encounters in it, but that's okay. So we'll end up healing back a little bit later. Still want to try to maybe get maybe some magic points there for Gordon. He has basically one more casting of things to do, and see if we can maybe get something for Maxine as well. So, gotta level up her Scourge. I managed to get Thunder up to level 2, but not the Scourge. I think with the first time when I was playing the one that didn't record correctly, I think I got Scourge up to level 2, and Thunder was not at level 2. So, might have reversed it, but it's pretty close to getting to level 2, so. But let's see if we can get another MP gain for Gordon there. So yeah, I used up all of Fess's and MP, so, and most of Gordon's, so. But I think Fess has a little bit more MP than he did as well, so. Oh, no MP gain for Gordon, but yeah, that's okay. So. He's turning out pretty well. Sadly, though, there's no real good bows. We're still kind of stuck with the mithril bow. So, and we do get some better swords, but coming up. But unfortunately, the better sword that we're gonna get, it'll be stronger. It's but it's like the ancient sword. It's gonna be the crescent sword, and it inflicts sleep. And like the ancient sword, I mean, the crescent sword has really bad accuracy. Princess Hilda was captured. I was just talking with all these folks, these pirates. And this pirate, maybe I ought to join the Imperial Army. Don't do that, because then we'd have to fight you. Hey, the Empire captured the princess in Sid's airship. Yeah, we saw it. Why was she going out to Kashuan Keep? Maybe she thought, if she went to Kashuan Keep, she can get us back to the Dreadnaught faster. It's the only thing I can think of. But unfortunately now she's captured and we got quite a hike to get to the Dreadnaught. We'll find out where the Dreadnought is by talking with some of the folks in here and the one remaining old man in Galtia to the north. If the Dreadnought attacks again, we're finished. That's the Sunfire. Princess Hilda. The Empire has a supply base to the north of Fynn. The Dreadnought may have docked there. Use the Sunfire to blow up the Dreadnought. Please save Princess Hilda. I tried to stop the princess from boarding the airship. The princess left on Sid's airship to meet you at Kashuan. The princess is trapped on the Dreadnought. Yeah, so we're gonna have to head north of Fynn. And these guys saying princess captured by the Dreadnought. What's this guy saying? And Dreadnought is heading north of Fynn. So yeah, there's our clues, but you just head north of Fynn. And what's this? This is all your fault. The bitter old man. He has no praise for us. He's done a lot of good things so far, but he's always yelling at us. It's our fault, or he knew we couldn't handle the thing. So we gotta rescue the princess. What does Minwu have to say? The princess wanted to meet up with you at Kashuan to thank you for your help. And Minwu doesn't say anything. You think he might say like, "Oh, that's the Sunfire. Congrats!" But please rescue my daughter. And gotta talk with the king's head. Can't talk with his legs. Thought I can save a step, but oh well. Well, let's start heading north toward the Galtia, and then we'll head north to Fynn, and then we'll keep heading north. We got quite a trek ahead of us, but one of the good things about the trek is we should gain some decent stats, some treasure maybe, because we'll be fighting like the level 2 and level 3 monsters. Find ogres, land turtles, ogre mages. Soldiers are unfortunately level 1, and magicians, so the magicians would be nice because we'd still like to get that berserk tome. If we get that, that would be pretty swell. That increases your attack, so it would be really good for fighting bosses and enemies with really strong defenses. So yeah, let's go heal at the inn first, and then we'll go talk with the old man. I was gonna talk to the old man first, but then I'd have to backtrack to the inn. So let's just hit the inn right here. We want to have all our magic points for the trek up to the Dreadnaught. It's going to be a long trek, but between that, the Dreadnaught's taking on supplies to the north. You sneak in and save the princess. Between the trek up there and then our first trip into the Dreadnaught, that's where we have the cabin for. So we'll heal up outside the Dreadnaught after, like I said, our first trip into it, and then we'll head on back in for a second trip in, so. But luckily we're still in the, once again, like I said, where the swamps are, that's where basically things change. So, the only thing we're really going to get bonus stats for this is Maxine and her Scourge. Because Booker and Fess's weapon levels are so high that at level 1 encounters they need, I think, 3 attacks to get a point, and they're not going to last that long, but Maxine can still get a little bit of thing with the scores because it was only level 1, so as you can see she leveled it up, so all her spells are at least level 2. I want to try to get Scourge and Lit, one of them maybe up to level 3. That would be the goal. Fire and Blizzard are both doing well. It'd be nice to get them to level 5, but I want to get the other spells caught up. And we'll get a lot of work with the Blizzard spell because we have a bunch of turtles that we'll be fighting on the way up here, and any non-turtle enemies that we fight that might be in the back row, like magicians that we want to take out, we can hit them with fire. All the spells, all the elemental spells have a base power of 10, but I would just, like I say, I was just using fire rather than Blizzard, because Blizzard's going to be getting enough use with fighting all the turtles, so that way we can be leveling up both of them. So get some mithril gear there from the ogres. Yeah, more ogres and ogre mages. So, see that we're going to use the fire on that ogre mage. And Booker is again to the point where he can almost take out the ogres in one hit, so one round of combat. So ogre mages still a good source of gaining that hit points, because they keep casting those spells on us. Sometimes that may cause that glitch to happen too, where Fess will gain some spirit even if he doesn't use any white magic in a battle. So always nice to work on his spirit. Maxine's intelligence is doing really, really good as well. So now the max that things can technically go is 99, although there are stat raising items that can pump it up basically to 109. There's some stat gaining items that give you plus 10. The interesting thing about like stat gaining items in this game is they don't stack. So like you might get something that gives you like plus 10 intellect, or plus 10 agility, and then so you get like gauntlets to give you plus 10 agility. There might be a hat that gives you plus 10 agility too. But if you equip the hat and the gauntlets, you only can get plus 10 agility from one of them. So you can't like double up. So the best you can hope for is, like I said, plus 10. So basically getting a max of 99, 109. So I got more mithril helmets and mithril canes, but no one's using helmets or canes. Helmets are heavy, and yeah, we're still not worried about armor. We're mainly worried about, like I said, the evasion that we want from not wearing armor. So eventually there'll be some light armor that we'll get, and the light armor that we will eventually start using is armor that has like stat increases. So we're gonna get some gauntlets to give agility, Thief's gauntlets. So eventually Fess will have them. For body armor, he'll have like a white robe which gives plus 10 spirit. The best to do is try to get ribbons. They give you all elemental protections, so it won't matter for him if he doesn't have a shield. Maxine, you'd also like to get a ribbon on. She would get a black robe, which gives her plus 10 intellect. She'd also get Thief's glove to give her the plus 10 agility. And then Booker would get hopefully like depends on what you can find. If you can get a ribbon, that's cool. They're a drop from an enemy. Lamia Queens toward the end of the game. One's a mid-boss later on in the game. You can pretty much farm a ribbon off of her. But Booker, since he has a shield, he has more options in terms of his like final loadout equipment. If you're going for like a light equipment, you can go with there's a black garb which gives agility. You can get giant gauntlets to give the strength, the ribbon to give all the elemental protection, and then just the Aegis shield is the best blocking shield. But if you can't get that ribbon, you can get elemental protection instead with the dragon mail. It'll lower his evasion, but then since you're not getting the agility from the robe, you can give him Thief's gloves to gain the agility, and then there's a piece of headgear that gives the plus 10 strength. So it'll all depend, like I said, but you're guaranteed to have 2 ribbons. Well, not guaranteed to have 2 ribbons, but the way I play, because there's a ribbon that you can find in a chest, and I like to farm a ribbon off that like mid-boss. It makes the game so much easier. But that'll be for a little bit later. So in the meantime, we're just cutting through hordes of ogres and turtles. So like I said, I mentioned in another previous episode how I like the ogre sprites here. They look so much more intimidating than the ogres in Final Fantasy 1, even though they don't have the big clubs like the Final Fantasy 1 ogres did. They were a good source of experience in Final Fantasy 1. I know when that Gyro guy did a lot of his solo runs, ogres were like the go-to, because they drop good gold and have decent experience compared to like other monsters that they're encountered around. So 195 gold, 195 experience, and then of course that's the experience gets divided by 4, but So you're looking at well, 50 would be 200 minus 2, so 48 experience for everybody. Yeah, not the tome that we wanted, but blind, not good. The magicians have better tomes than the ogre mages. Like I said, the main tome that we want though is the berserk tome. But if we don't get it, well, we don't get it. So it's mainly for like end game bosses. But of course, the sooner you get the tome, the sooner you'll be able to start working on it and leveling it up. So, but since we don't have it right now, we'll just concentrate on other spells. So spells will tend to get around, like I said, around like level 8 or 9, depending on, you know, how many you have. Because like I said, the enemies, you know, most the highest level ranking normal enemies you run across are basically level 7, and then some bosses get, you know, a little bit higher than that. But just for like random encounters, you're gonna be stuck at, you know, around 7 at best. And you know, like I said, the way the stat formulas work, you know, you'd have to take multiple rounds to gain at least, you know, 2 rounds to gain something off a level 7 monster. So that's tough to raise that from 7 to 8, and then of course then it'll be 3 rounds from, you know, 8 to 9 and so forth and so on. And you know, you're not going to be fighting that long, or battles aren't going to be lasting that long, because by that point, you know, your stats are going to be so high. So even though the monsters are tough, they're comparable to your levels, sort of like how level 1 monsters, when we were level 1, were comparable to us. I think these level 2 monsters now, we're level 2, level 3 type monsters. We're kind of taking them out in like 1 or 2 rounds. So the monsters scale pretty well with you. I know a lot of people say the difficulty game in this is bad, and it kind of is, as long as if you like wander away from where you're told to go. But like I said, if you don't try to walk around the whole world and end up in areas where you're not supposed to go, you level and scale pretty well. So here's a new enemy here, rank 3 enemy. So they can be annoying because they can hit pretty hard. So we'll concentrate our firepower on one of them, try to get rid of him as quick as possible. So Maxine, like I said, when we fight an enemy that doesn't have a weakness, you know, a non-turtle enemy, then we'll use our fire spell. So, well, I meant to use fire, but well, actually cast Blizzard, unfortunately. Yeah, Blizzard's getting a lot of work, like I said, with the totals. But now we'll get the right spell. Fire. Assuming it lasts long enough. Yeah. Well, we'll get some points for it anyway, because you don't necessarily have to cast the spell in battle. As long as you select the spell to use in battle, you'll get the credit for it. So Maxine will still get something. So as you can see, we have quite a hike to get to where the Dreadnaught is. So yeah, we got some magicians here. Rank 3 enemy, but hopefully we get that Berserk Tome. But bad thing about this battle is we have all those soldiers there, so they're keeping us from hitting the magicians right away with Booker and Fess. But probably worse is the soldiers are rank 1, so they're pulling this encounter down to a rank 1 encounter. So probably would have been better if they were all 6 magicians. It would hurt us more, because they'd all be hitting us with these spells. But we'd probably gain some good hit points, stamina, and with 6 magicians, you'd have obviously an increased chance that one of them would drop that Berserk Tome. Yeah, so even though we can't hit him with our melee characters, Maxine can bone him. So, Fess here, he can use a little bit of his Insuna spell. Still want to level that up a little bit, because Gordon can finish off that soldier that healed at the bottom, and Booker takes out the other one, and as we saw, Maxine can easily take out a magician with her fire spell, so might as well get some stats on that thing, because like I said, we're going to run into a lot of monsters that have the dark status coming up, and a few with the poison, so getting the Asuna will be up another level will be helpful. So we got a tome, but it was not the one that we wanted. Thunder Tome, useless, so we only have one black mage. Hey, there's a little ladder there, so there's the Dreadnaught. And then here's, I guess, another encounter. So, now before you head on to the Dreadnaught, you want to make sure that you have the pass. The pass was located in that room in the Basque Soar. If you don't have that, you're going to have a rough time. You can still get on the Dreadnaught, but in order to get on the Dreadnaught, you have to defeat one of those captains, the guys at Finn. And it can be really, really tough at this point in the game. So, yeah, we are no... I did defeat a captain. I'll see if I can replicate it. I just gave it a try. I'll see if I can replicate it and show it. But, yeah, you'll see that's a really, really hard battle. So, basically, the only one who could survive a hit from a captain is Booker. And he can only survive, like, one hit. So so you'd have to basically like heal him up, and Maxine, you probably want to throw her in the back row because she's going to be your main damage dealer. Basically, beating the captain basically almost comes down to luck. He almost has to hope that, you know, maybe he uses like the bow 3 attack rather than his normal physical attack, that you're able to inflict the curse status on him with the ancient sword from Booker, and that he doesn't keep using bow 3s on Maxine in the back row, so that she can whittle away his hit points with her fire spell. So he has about 750 hit points, so it takes about 5 rounds of combat to take him out. So Fess gains some stamina, Booker stamina, and hit points. Nice. And 2 more tomes, but none that we really need, so... Alright, but what we do need to do is we need to save our game, because we have a tough dungeon coming up here. So, multiple part dungeon, but we'll head in the next episode. Take care, thanks for following along. Have a good day. Bye.